This kid could have just said,
Who's that guy? Look, I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm sick of this shit. I am done. Okay?
I don't want.
You're busy pretending you're a nice guy. You are not.
You're busy.
Busy.
No.
You are not a nice guy. Look, you see these nice kids from the church, my friend.
They are
Those are the ones
hypocrites.
that kill their wives.
Yo.
Those are the ones that kill their wives.
Try
I'm
not
telling
pretend.
you. They pretend. But you come on, goes. That's not freedom, okay? That is slavery. When you're like, come on, goes. That is slavery. When a woman decides that I am not going to have sex with another man, with a man, I will become a nun or a sister. That's not freedom. You are not free.
Why you are free?
People who are free, they do everything they want to at any time. So that's not freedom. So there's something wrong. You need to realize there that people do not pay close attention to the words they use. They don't pay close attention than I am. I don't understand who in this world can ever be so confident to discuss the idea of God. What is God himself? People never ask these real questions.
They never.
They
this one.
never.
They come and tell you answers.
That's what they do. They just sit
So
at the
even if you may ask, where do you take this from? From the Bible. Where does the Bible come from?
From which part of the Bible? Who have you read that part of the Bible? No. There's another video we shot, right?
Oh.
So this guy said the Bible liyakuvuma nje ukuthi uNkulunkulu sita lamsitako loti sitako. There's no verse like that. You can search the whole Bible. There's no verse like that. But people actually think it's there. Do you realize what that shows people? Something is off with the way they think. Eh? Something is off with the way they accept what they know about the world. They don't even know. At the exam, I took this time and realized that there's really no hope for people. Trust me, there's no hope for people. That's why the plan now is figure out a way to feed them. That's all that matters. Find a way to feed these people. If they want to have fun, just make sure that the bars are safe. No one will disturb anyone, because these people will always want this. It's difficult to get to the mindset in which we are in, Pranayam. That's the truth. It's very difficult. You would think it's easy. It's not. It's not, Pranayam. You see the Bible, the problem about the Bible is that it discusses real things, Lord. When we discuss the idea of chaos, chaos is not something you can just say, I will listen to someone telling me about horrific stories and then I will know what horror is. You don't know chaos. Yes, you were right. You don't know chaos just because someone told you. Chaos, the moment you will know it the right way, is when you have felt it, when you've been at the deepest, darkest parts of life, Lord. So umfana nje lokuthiwa ukhule kahle make bekalana babe bala, those kids are shallow. They might be nice. Remember this concept Peterson was talking about, Kutsi. People can act out things even before they understand them. Like umfana lodlala amadlwane uyakhona ukubona ukuthi uyicherry yena sokumele adlale inzima yamake. Yeah, yes, you see those things. So they act out love, yet they don't understand what it is. Taking care of, meaning image. Yeah, uphethe umfana. Yes, good. Udlala ngemdolo.
That's love.
Wendani mfana? They will not explain to you, okay, I am being a mother. Some of them, but hey, some of these kids are smart now. Some of these kids, meaning ngingimake, lo mfana udzinga luthando lami. So meaning ngomnika lelithando yena atokhula kahle. Wait a minute. For real. But it's not very, it's something you would see in the movies. I don't think you would see it in real life. It would be very,
if you are vigilant enough.
If you're paying close attention, you can see these things. But the idea is, people who've grown in a life that where they have been protected, they are too shallow, dog, because a lot of the victories they have made in their lives, they were not paying attention. They don't know what it really took to live. They don't know what it really takes to get a home running. Okay, so they will tell you that I know what it's like to lose someone you love. They don't. If you've never lost someone you loved, I'm not talking about just someone. I'm talking about a time when you cry and say, I've lost someone who's never been there. They don't know. They will say to you that I know what it's like. They are copying. They are mimicking what they saw in the movies or what they saw in real life, possibly. But because their mind is so biased and in many ways, they actually think that it's their own words. Like, I am saying this. And people never take the time to think. All of the words we are using were already here when we got here. All of them.
All of them.
There's no word that any person has introduced. It's only a few people who have introduced something. I think Rick Ross, they say Rick Ross introduced the word and it was put into the dictionary, right? So that means Rick Ross wrote one story of his one word, just one word. So that's something specific about him. But all the words that we say, they've been written before, which means, and the thing about words is that they're not just some things that have to fly in your head, okay? So when it's like when you're in a class and you're listening to a lecturer, what these people are saying is not just something that is going to make you pass. That's not the point. It's not passing the point. The point is living better, okay? So you learn the words they are using or they are saying. These are words that refer to something that is real in reality outside in the world. If they say that what can I say about these things? Well, some of these words I forget them because they are very boring, to be honest. The scientific words.
Yeah.
I don't find
you
a
real,
point for
man.
them.
Be real.
Yeah, I don't find the use for this shit. Because if it's a tomato, I know it's a fucking tomato. Right? There's a paper somewhere in the internet. There's a page. Okay, not a paper. There's a page somewhere. It writes, this is a solanaceous what. I don't have to know all of this shit. Just teach me how to use my phone and the internet and then send me to the field. When I get there, I will look at the phone. I will look at the animal. I will see until I know this is the animal. What is its name? It's what. So you need to buy what this pesticide or something. You don't have to learn most of these things. Make everything efficient, yeah. But anyways, the point is all of these words, they mean something in real, which was something I was thinking and I thought it was fun. See, it's weird how people think words are so, just want to love you. It's LOV, a combination of letters. The word love is nothing, okay? That's just like a sign. So that anytime we say love, you remember, you can quickly put in your mind what we are talking about. But what we are really talking about is not the word, it's the concept behind. So if you're a smart person or a person who's paying close attention to their life, and I'll tell you why that is important in a while. But the point is, if you're a smart person who's paying close attention to things, you will think, then what is love? Okay, everyone is talking about it. That's the hope for people. We want to find love. That's what everyone is driven by, in fact, to be honest. A lot of us, we hope if I can find love. And a lot of people, they say, well, I just want to have cars and money. But they are wanting to have that so they can feel some form of satisfaction and maybe after that start to seek for love. Okay, so love, that's why they say it's the biggest. So you ask, what is love? And they say, well, it's a hormone. Well, it's the affection of it's when you are affection towards someone. They say, okay, what kind of affection then? Because if I like someone, that's some sort of an affection, right? If I admire someone, that's some sort of affection, right? But what do you mean love? What makes it so unique from every other kind of affection? What is love? Explain to me how love comes about into a person. And that's where you start to realize that people really have no fucking idea what love is. If you were to ask a person and say, what's love? They would just say, yeah, well, love is a complicated thing. But 2 days later or a month later, you'll find them telling someone else that, I love you. What do you mean, man? Just a couple of days ago, you were saying love is a complicated thing. But now, you're using that word because people don't pay attention to words.
Love is not a tool to drive the world.
It's love would only exist in a world that has been changed. Man, anyways, the point is people are not very paying close attention to most of the things they are saying, man. They're just saying them, you know. It's words are so sensitive, man, because words they mean something nje nangabe nje ekhayeni bakwethu bathi ngitiyanza ayanda woo you know.
Me, I'm thinking of these folks, man. Do you know these folks who? It's like I don't know what happens in their mind, because the level we are in, we see that okay, these ones are talking about selections of words that we don't pay attention to, so they resides the ways. Yes, they are there. So they're busy falling with big terms, and they feel like they've attached to the combinations of letters. Look how we've broken that.
Yeah, man, that's a terrible thing right there. That's a terrible thing. You know, it's part of what Mr. Maduna has been trying to communicate with the students. A UNISO and UNISO. It's UNISO, man. It's the university. So like he's trying to say a lot of us we are so we really want to use the big terms in our speech because in some kind of world that would make us be more appreciated. So you can tell that a lot of people who use big terms and who roll when they speak, they are not really concerned about what they are saying a lot. They are concerned about whether what they are saying excites you. Okay, so for them speech is a process in which they gain affection. It's not really a communication of something,
and those
but
people are dangerous when we're talking about sensitive information. That's I mean, when we're no, man,
you know,
you can't break with words.
you can't put in big words, man. Just be simple. What do you want to communicate? Look, I need you to borrow me your pencil. Don't write, hey, look, I happen to forget my pencil at home. Would you please borrow me your pencil? Well, that's another proper kind of English. But if you really want to be precise, just say, would you please borrow me your pencil? Okay, a lot of the people who explain themselves, I'm one of them, are people who are trying to communicate that I don't think you will trust me. I don't think that you will help me, so I think I have to do something extra to convince you. So people like me have been the people who've been trying to campaign a lot in their lives. And that's why I started this video and I said, I'm tired of this shit, man. You know, because I know I'm a good kid. I know you're a good kid. In fact, I know every single person in this planet is a good kid. You can't tell me that someone who killed a person once was taken into jail and they said life sentence. At what age? 25. For the other 24 years, what has this person been doing? Nothing. What's the story behind this person? He was rejected when he was a kid, he was abused, and he was neglected and stuff like this. And you expect this kid to grow up and be normal and not want to kill people? There's something wrong about you that you don't see the pattern. That people who grow up in terrible living conditions, they grow up to be like this kid, and people who grow in a well-structured family grow to be the proper ones in the society. But you know, you still don't see this pattern, and you still think that people are bad because there's demons or because they have been lawyered. If there's something like this, so there's something that says, you know, you are very ignorant and you're not paying close attention. See, there was this idea, man, that Jordan Peterson discussed yesterday, a very exciting one, you know, talking about if you look at the American dollar, there's the pyramid. Then the sharpest part of the pyramid is elevated from the base, and on top there's the Eye of Horus, right? So he says the idea is this: in every society, there's a dominance hierarchy. Who's at the top? Like in our country, the person who's at the top is the king. And that's why in this land, if you ever address anyone or anything, especially the king, you cannot begin with anything else. You cannot even bother to begin with God, because God is a concept, a psychological concept. He's not a real person. So if anyone dares to say, in the name of, I greet the Lord and the King, well, you've messed up, okay? Because
You've messed up, man. Because here,
here, at the top of the hierarchy, there's the king. That's the person who's
Look
at the
upon
top,
to.
yeah. But well, then when it comes to the real hierarchy of of success, of wealth. And when I say wealth now, I don't mean materialistic wealth. I mean true wealth, which means mental wealth and of course wealth. But of course the biggest form of wealth is the one in here, because there's not so much you can change about the universe, man. Problems will always exist, so you just need to develop a kind of way that would make you to be able to maneuver around the problems and not be affected, well, to a greater extent. But anyways, at the top of the hierarchy, right, there's the people there are the people who know enough about the universe and therefore can be able to express themselves in ways that are more probable to resulting in the intended results for the person, right? So what it means is that the moment you will start to have a lot of money in your life, this is how you get the dollar, by understanding that concept. And that would be why a lot of the famous people and the successful people in America, they've been using this shit a lot, knowing that people back in Africa will think, okay, so these people, they worship the devils and the what, but that's not the idea. The idea is that, so you need people are in stages. There's the poor class, the middle class, the what class, higher class, all the way up to the very person who's at the top. Billionaires are less than centennials, okay? Which means at the top there are a few people who are really up at the top there. And the people who are really at the top, if you learn enough, okay, the eye means sight, right? You see, that's what they say. You see, when you see, it means that if you can remember Simba, there was the animal, the bird that was always flying at the top. That was the king's eye, right? It's trying to say that you can see things from on top, and if you see things from the top view, it means you see everyone, and then you can be able to see the weaknesses of humans. That is, people are stupid. You shake the ass in front of them, they like that. Oh, they buy that. You tell them that, or I mean, you give them alcohol, they love that. You tell them that you will shoot them, they get scared. So people who are at the top can be able to manipulate that. That's why now they are cheating, now they are marrying for 2 days, and in your head you're like, wow, the world is gone crazy, it's chaotic. It's not, right? It's not chaotic. These people are just playing with your head, and because you're stupid, you fall victim to these things. Anyways, so when you're at the top, it means you can be able to see very far, and you can therefore you are your life becomes somewhat simpler, because the variables of life, it's easier for you to put them into place, because everything then appears to be the tool that it really is. And so when you're at the top, then you start to separate from these people. Okay, you are not a part of the chaos now, you are the part of order. You are up at the top of the hierarchy because you see very well. Okay, my battery is going low, but this is just an introduction, man, to the idea of trying to explain the Bible outside of the metaphor, because a lot of people think that the Bible is literal. It's not, okay? It's not. Just read the history, man. Don't be won't get it.
They're stuck in the metaphor.
Okay, they are stuck in the metaphor. Okay, so we are going to be having a show very soon at the school. You're going to be a part of it. Of course, the first part is going to be comedy, like pure comedy. It's not going to be the serious talk. I'm just going to be fucking people up, man. Just fucking them up and being raw, because the point is, you kids, man, you call it a dick. That's what you call it. You don't say your penis. Yeah, you say actually so weird. Like he's weird. Your fana is so weird. So we want to be raw, and comedy is the best way to learn, by being honest and not hiding. Okay, because the truth is, we need to learn our responsibilities, because we gotta be fucking responsible, man. We know our rights already, but we got to start to know our responsibilities. And when you start to know your responsibility, success is only a step away from you. And I'm not just talking about financial success. Fuck that. Money is nothing, man. Money goes, cars they go. So you need to be happy, man.
Successful.
Yeah, here in your mind, just be
then
free, man.
Everything will follow.
So yeah, man, it's not that we are bad kids, but fuck it, we are free. We are trying to get you to like this shit, okay? Because it's popping, man. I don't know, yeah. But please support this, man. It's really going to be an exciting movement. Trust me, because trust me,
Just trust.
Yeah, man, I'm tired of listening to old people. Old people are wrong. Their time is running out. They should just
Their
go.
era.
Okay, don't stay. It's my time now. So just go sit there. Let me do my shit. Okay, I know better than you. Look at our parents. Most of them, they don't even know physics, cause they were not. Okay, but headphones are O level. Yeah, na abantwana
Athi
sebakhula.
abahlehle endlebe lekubo O level.
Le
Balalele bathi
bavula mbamba. So there's something off about our parents. I can't trust these people, I really can't. Because if you look at Africa, man, Africa is way behind. Yet life began here. And this is not a story. This is not a joke. This is true.
This is a
It's
fact.
biology, man, evolution. But for some reason, man, the people left Africa and they went to these different continents, Europe, you name them, and they were able to establish well-civilized places.
And
They
they
and
come
come back
back.
and they find us that
What were we
we are
doing?
still not
In
civilized.
caves.
We are still at the caves, man. If you look in Swaziland, Amara Swaziland says is hopeless, man. People don't want to help each other.
Uceda kushumayela ngemusa ushiya neveni yakho but we wanna break that through, man.
We want to break that, man. Athi kunemantwana lahluphekako lana kunemacheri labawashayako lamaphepheni
Labagwazako.
bayagwazana labantu thina sesicovekile kulento le. Mina angichazi lento le ngoba ngiyathi ukuthi lo muntu lothola lo mukho akumchazi lokho nalo lokugwazela akumchazi ntwana. No one is ever proud of these things. And thina sesifunzile sesiyakukela le tinto ukuthi yini akusima demon. Lo muntu wakhula kabi akabuye ku therapist sihlale naye lo muntu sikhenekele ingqondo yakhe. Sibachazele labamvu la babulalana so ndoda. This is serious talk ndoda. Kunentwana nyalo lelambili oleyidaka ayinayo. Except bafethu thina la arini yethu we live with a lot of people. They come and they sit with us, we talk to them, we hear what's going on. You would be surprised the pain that's outside in this world. You would really be surprised. You would think that we are losing our minds, but we are really trying to bring back to the society. Because a lot of these people who are saying that the God, they don't understand what that means. They don't understand the true concept of Christianity. That no, that this is fellowship. Let's help each other. Stop praying in your own room and just praying in your own room, daughter. Get out there, mingle with the
something
people,
into
so you
action.
can know the true pain. Umuntu ohlala kuNkulunkulu selfish. Ucabangela yena ufuna kuba grand yena
Get
kuphela.
into the people.
Get
man.
to the people, man. Me, I'm tired of this. Me, I was an orphan. Pastor this side, what this side. I lived alone in grade 4 for 2 terms. None of these people came. One day I'm asking for a lift to the other guy. I say, please take me home. This person knows my mom was murdered. He knows it's terrible. But what they do, they say, hey, le moto le nkebisa 2. Even la ngemuva ufake amacembe embili. And then you say, people have mistakes. That's the true nature of people. People don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck about other people.
They don't, man.
They don't. And that's the thing. So we don't give a fuck about shit. We don't give a fuck about shit. But we just say, look, man, a lot of people don't give a fuck. So we want to go against our nature not to give a fuck. And I think that's part of what the cross means to Jesus. It says, you carry the cross. That's how you become a hero.
Cross.
You go against what everyone is going for. People, they go to church, they say we care for people. They don't. They are selfish. They are just there to be seen. Who does the work? Who the fuck does the work? Who the fuck does the work? Because these people, they talk only. I'm tired of people like that. Me, I want to go out there. We'll find businesses, guys. We'll find a way. Okay? We'll find a way to feed ourselves, to feed these people who are hungry. One way or the other. You see the Kevin Harts, they swear, they make comedy, they laugh, they make chaos, but when they can, they give back. You see the Drakes, they give back. Some of them, they're advertising, we don't give a fuck, but at the point is, they give back. Because they understand the struggle. If you've been at the church for all your life, man, you don't get the struggle. You just get words. You know how to recite the fucking Bible, but you don't know what it truly means at the underlying part. I'm not a terrible person, but the reason why is because most of the people who really need to hear this shit are real people, and real people, they say, fuck it. Okay?
So let's fuck it.
Say, fuck it. We bring you back, man. You'll be alright. One love, man.